Hey Internet, Josh Sundquist here. You guys know me. I do these Halloween costumes. I'm basically a finding humor in dark places lifestyle brand. Because make no mistake here, guys, we are in a dark place. And I see that as a relatively positive person, as a former motivational speaker. And I say former because all my speeches have been canceled, so I'm now, like many of you, an unemployed gig worker. What I'm trying to say is, I say this as an optimist. This is dark, and guys, it's gonna get way darker. Depending on where you live, you might not feel that way yet, and if that's the case, then trust me on this, get your Xanax ready because a moment of panic is coming for you very soon. I know because I'm in that moment right now. The only good thing in this so far is that apparently children don't get symptoms, which is great for the future of humanity, but also sounds like the setup of literally every YA dystopian novel. There's a mysterious illness that somehow only the teens survive and now they live in a giant maze or whatever. But that's an example of a joke, and like any dark situation, there are many elements of it that I think are funny, but I do have concern that on the internet, where everything, not just teens, live forever, these jokes might not age so well. Because sure, for most people so far, the biggest problem has been having to delete hundreds of emails about official virus response policies from corporations you thought went out of business during the last recession. Yes, I'm talking to you, AOL, who has my email address still.
You've got
which is
mail.
another example of a joke that might not age so well, which is just to say that as a semi-professional internet comedian, of course I want to mind this situation for jokes, but I'm also concerned that these jokes will not seem funny once people you know are diagnosed with the virus. So I'm struggling with what kind of content I should be posting these days, but fortunately humor is not the only thing that we can mine from dark places. When people see my costumes, they always say, wow, you turned lemons into lemonade, or you turned a negative into a positive, or whatever. Which of course is totally fine, and if it's of benefit to them to feel that way, then great. I just personally don't see it exactly that way. Because wearing these costumes doesn't change the baseline situation. These costumes aren't Rogaine for legs, where I put one on and all of a sudden I have this little Deadpool leg hanging off with little creepy baby toes on it, which is another example of a joke. This one, a joke that I would normally be performing in my stand-up comedy shows, but at the moment, this sit-down internet comedy is the only format still open to the public, so look, that doesn't take anything away from the costumes. They can still be fun and entertaining and delightful, even if the underlying issue still remains afterward. Which is why I like to say not that I've turned a negative into a positive, but that I've found a positive within a negative. And you might say, well, Josh, that just sounds like a very subtle change of the preposition. Or you might say, Josh, I have no idea what a preposition is because my school's been canceled for 2 days and I've already forgot literally everything. Here's what I mean. For much of human history, scientists and philosophers studied alchemy, which was a process they believed existed which could turn ordinary base metals into gold. Well, it turns out the earth is not flat. You cannot make gold out of iron, and hand sanitizer does not kill viruses because they aren't alive in the first place like microbial bacteria. I know I lost most of you after that final serial comma, but after you go wash your hands with soap and scalding hot water and return to leave angry comments underneath this video, I'll be here to tell you the point is that turning a negative into a positive sounds to me a lot like trying to turn iron into gold. It's just not how gold is made. In fact, gold is not made, gold is found. Where do you find it? Well, you find it in gold mines. You find gold in very deep pits. And I think just my instinct as a person has always been when I find myself in a very deep pit that I apparently cannot get out of, can't change, can't do anything about it, I just sort of think, well, if I'm here anyway, I might as well look around and see if there happens to be some gold here. For example, I was previously contractually obligated to be traveling right now to give a speech tomorrow. Well, that speech, that conference has been canceled, which is great. It should be canceled, but it's also disappointing. So now I'm stuck at home inside, which sucks, but that has given me the time to make this video for you. So look, I have some pretty heavy collapse anxiety. I've definitely taken some Xanax, and I don't think we can turn this negative into a positive, but I'm going to look for positives within this negative, which for me means working on some creative projects. Look, if you have an idea for a book I should write or a podcast I should jump on the bandwagon with, please leave your idea in the comments. And I hope that even as this situation gets worse, which it will, that you're able to look around and find some gold. Or at the very least, you might finally have time to catch up on Westworld, because what this world really needs right now is a terrifying dystopia set in the near future. Thanks, HBO, for that. Thanks for watching. We should hang out sometime, but in a very small group with 6 feet in between each of us.